Good morning and welcome to another vlog. I did not expect, I think I always say this, I did not expect to doing this closely to another vlog. I know some of you like them, some of you don't like them, but I really feel like this type of wear test, by the way, this is the Mcgrath Labs concealer. We're gonna do a wear test on this. I really feel like vlogs lend themselves to it because you can see it over time much closer than a sit down video as well. I do have this on now. I ordered it this week. It arrived just a few days ago. I thought I would wear it for the video and just let you know how it's going. I got mine in LM12. There are a lot of colors available. It's probably the best match, I'm gonna say, just judging on how it looks right now. I neglected to film a proper intro when I started applying this morning. So we're actually gonna go back in time to when I first applied it this morning. So I'll show you some of the things I learned as I applied it, and then we will continue through the day to see how it looks. I'll wear it as long as I possibly can until it's ready to be removed tonight. But so far it is looking really nice. I currently have a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury foundation on right now because it pulls a little bit yellow, because I looked at this and it still looks like it has a bit of yellow tone. So I wanted to pick something that would kind of mesh with this. So I'm going to put 3 dots. And you can see it does have quite, I went really light on it. I noticed it does have a yellowy tone even though it says peach. It's not the yellow peach, it's just peach. It does have a thicker consistency. So this is it says you can cover like to tattoo level coverage. So this is probably my test for that, just because it's an area where I need a lot of coverage without it looking too built up. So right here, if you've not been here before, is my trouble spot. I have hyperpigmentation here. It's gotten so much better though. Thank you for noticing. Those of you who have been with me for a while, notice that I'm not putting color corrector on anymore as much as I used to. So that's huge for me. Also, I have enlarged pores here. So if a concealer is thick, you're gonna see it here. So I like concealers that are thinner in consistency with a lot of, got a hair here, with a lot of pigmentation to them. So far, it's laying really flat to the skin. It doesn't say to use a beauty blender, but I am gonna go in because this helps me achieve that really close to the skin application. It does remove a little bit, but I'm willing to go, again, if you've been here before, I add, it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back to get it really in a place where it's going to survive the whole day and look really good. So this to me still works. I tried it tapping with my finger, but this still works the best for me. So again, we got it done here and then not yet. So concealer, no concealer. But I went in and completely covered with concealer, and I noticed something that I wanted to point out to you because it's a little bit different than most of the other concealers I've tried in the past. For these darker areas on me, what I notice is that in most concealers, when I add several layers, which is what I did, it changes the color and it totally sticks out like it's not working. Just to explain what I did, after I turned the camera off, and I would have filmed it, but I didn't realize it was gonna be this many steps. I went in and I put 3 dots on. I took a dampened beauty blender and I used that to get the color onto my skin, really meld it in there. I went in again, 3 dots, again with a beauty blender, again with 3 dots. So I'm gonna say about 3 layers, at least 3, maybe even 4, same process, dots, beauty blender. So that gets it really close to the skin, really seamless. It's again not a recommended way to apply this, but that's what works best for me. So I thought I'd try it. It worked really well here. And what I noticed is it's not altering the color. So if you have any kind of like large area you're trying to cover up, like I do, what can happen with concealer is as I add layers, it will start changing the color and it will start to look green or gray. It doesn't hold the color true. I don't totally understand that phenomenon because you would think the more you add, the more color you would see from the concealer rather than having it altered by the color underneath, which is my hyperpigmentation. But I am happy to report that it has stayed quite true to the color. So I'm gonna go ahead and powder now. I'll show you what it looks like when I powder, but then we'll go through the day and kind of keep an eye on everything. I went ahead and powdered, and I have to say, I'm looking at it here too, I can see that skin light quality, that is really coming through with this concealer. And then what was that happening? Hello? Okay, yeah, the light's gonna be fun today with the like clouds and stuff. You know how much I love that. Okay, love you. Talk to you later. Bye. So, I don't remember what I was saying, but what I wanted to say is, I think, and maybe you can see a little bit, but there is a very skin-like quality about this concealer, and I added a lot, 3 or 4 layers, so that's a lot. So I think they did a really good job with that. The test now is to see how this lasts. It looks really good now. I'm gonna watch for some creasing under here. I'm gonna watch for it kind of falling apart here because of the oils on my skin. It's 11:23 right now. I always do these like 11:30. And I picked up a few concealers, new concealers recently. I'm gonna do like a round above them. But this one was the one I think I was most excited about because of the description. 36 colors. It mimics the natural stretch and elasticity without creasing or caking. That's what I think we all want with concealer, because it is thicker than a foundation, because you are concealing usually to cover up spots or darkness or things that foundation won't take care of. In order for that to look really skin-like, I think it's difficult to do because of the intensity that it has to be in order to serve as a concealer. So we'll go ahead and get ready for the video and see how it looks a little bit later, and do some check-ins. Just a couple behind the scene things if you're curious. Oh, my eyes look really red, which is why I put this in, and I just do this for videos. I don't wear this every day. It's not, I know it's not like the best thing to be putting in your eyes all the time, but they're the Roto, so I'm gonna put these in and you can see the lights back here. They light up this couch back here. Otherwise it looks really, really dark in the background. So I do have extra lights, 2 of these, to light up the background. Also, I wear white. Oh, I'm not even in the shot here. Okay, I wear white because it's easier to color balance too once I go into post-production. So if you wonder why I'm always wearing white, that's really why. I have worn dark colors before, but it was so hard to color correct. I actually never posted them. So that is why usually you see me wearing white or something light colored in videos. So fun fact, I don't know if anyone else does that who makes videos. Let me know if you do, but I just find it is much easier to deal with trying to make the shots from clip to clip more cohesive. Yeah, but yeah, you can see the, let's see, let's zoom in. That's super close. You can see everything. You can see my red eyes, you can see my pores, you can see the lines underneath. So that really shows you this performance, I think. That's actually that's quite good in terms of the detail you're seeing. Really close. I just put in my eye drops, and these work really well if you do have issues with red eyes. Mostly I do that because in my eye area, I'm so focused. What setting am I on? Sorry, I just have to look like it's so clear. But yeah, so my eyes will get irritated when I apply eyeliner. And oh, this is what I do. I thought I'd show you kind of like how I get ready for a video. So I start collecting all of the items and I put them in a tray, and inevitably I still forget, but I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna run around the house and find all the things that I know I need to put in there. Like so far I already have a few things. So far I picked up another, well, this is kind of like a preview to the Holland favorites. Yeah, I think I'm gonna post this first. I don't know, either way. So I have this Chantecaille powder I picked up. I wanna tell you about a way that I'm using this because one of you said that was too light. I agree, it was light by itself, but I actually have it on now. And then I just start collecting things and putting them here so I make sure I talk about them. This is the eye I have on today in case I forget to list it, which is entirely possible because I do that all the time. I forget, but this is, it's in Desert Wind. One of you asked me to pick this up. So it looks super taupey here, but on me it looks almost like grayish silver. It has a little bit more in terms of visible particles than maybe I want, but if you like that, you might like this. It doesn't move though once I put it on. So really beautiful, but I'm just collecting, oh, sorry, so loud. I'm collecting the things I need to talk about. So this is how I do it. And so let's go find some more things. I just used these two. Is this my new one? Suspicion, yes. So I need this. I'll put that in the tray to talk about that. Remember how I said there was gonna be a lot? I think there's gonna be a lot. Let's keep looking. Okay, these are some things, oh, that's not new, but these, all of these good molecules, I need to grab these things and put them in there, and I have lipstick on my hand. Oh, that Bobbi Brown too. So let's go take those over. Let's see if we can avoid all of the messy things that are on my floor. Okay, let's put those in. What else? Let's go find some more things. So what's interesting is I have to look up what I got. So let me look back at my videos. Oh, see, so I'm looking back on my videos of the month to see what I featured to make sure I talk about them. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I just want to make sure I have everything that I picked up, and I still don't. So let me see. What else do I need to get? The Chanel lipsticks are something that I have, and totally forgot. I need to kind of make a mention and talk about those for a moment. And then there are a couple of Chanel things that I also need to remember to put in there. It never fails though. I will make a video and then realize I left a whole bunch of stuff out. So I don't know why that's an issue, but this is helping me to look back on my own videos to see what I talked about. Just trying to make sure I'm not leaving anything out, because I do want to kind of update you. What I like to do is, for me, I've been using them quite a bit, but for you, I've only used them a couple of times. I feel like I need to touch base on some of the things that I just mentioned briefly, because I have a lot of experience with them at this point, but I also forget sometimes to update you on things I've learned about them, or how to best use them, because I continue to use them after I mention them. And so far, this concealer looks really, really nice. Yeah, it looks really good. Okay, let's get to filming. I'm gonna grab a couple things and then actually start filming. And I gotta take these things out. Oh, by the way, if you're interested in Invisalign, they are at the point where, this is not Invisalign commercial, I just learned this. They're at the point where you don't have to have the buttons on necessarily. I think it probably depends on your, whatever your program is for your teeth. I don't know what they call it, prescription. But now I have no buttons on my teeth, top and bottom. I'm in a retainer now for the top, which means that I don't need to change these out anymore. My top teeth are kind of where they're supposed to be. Not kind of, that's where they're supposed to be. So I do have to wear this 22 hours, which is why I'm wearing them now. So I hope it's not too like distracting, but I just want to take them out for the video. And then down here, I'm still in that, I've got like 10 more, something like that. It's been going on for almost 2 years. It was supposed to be like not that long, but I want to say it's been a good 2 years now, something like that. I've had these. So we're almost there though. I don't know if you remember, my teeth used to overlap here in the front. But these are still, I still have a few more to go here, and then we'll be in retainers there too. So I'm almost done, but it's been much longer than I thought. So just in case you were interested in Invisalign, that's what I've been doing. I don't really mention it because don't really vlog with them in, but since I'm doing it today, I thought I'd say something about them. Otherwise, I do film without them. I'm gonna take them out now to film. Okay, everything's ready, I think. Make sure, I usually have some hair in my face and a little bit of powder. Make sure I don't have any mascara out of place. Usually there's a piece of lint in my hair, which I have filmed something over just because of that lint. So hopefully there is no lint in my hair, because that's the only thing I can see when it's usually like right here or right here. Inevitably there will be something I will find here that I won't like, but so far it looks pretty good. And I'm a little concerned about the clouds coming in, so I'm gonna try and film this and hopefully get it in one take here. So here we go. Filming is done, my battery is dead. I'm actually gonna go make a smoothie right now because I haven't eaten anything. It's noon, I think. So let's go make a smoothie and see if the film is any good. So I like to make sure the files are good before I do this, because I might have to film it again if it's not. So let's check that, make a smoothie, and then let's see where we are. But the concealer looks really nice. So these are exciting if you make videos. I got a USB-C SD card reader. I had like a more generic one, so it was not transferring my files to my computer, which is not good, because then you can't make any videos. Okay, so far so good. I don't see any lint in my hair, and it looks like the color's pretty good. Nothing major is off, no like weird hair on my face. So I think we're good to go with that one. So yay, I don't have to refilm it. So happy that that's good to go, because there's nothing worse than having to edit a video that I'm not happy with, but sometimes there's the deadline of Thursday, so I kind of just have to go with it. But it's just so frustrating sometimes when there's something off about the video and I cannot go back and fix it, and either I lose the light and I can't film, or it's just, yeah. So there have been a couple of videos that I put out that I wasn't totally happy with the quality of it, but it just, I didn't have a choice. I like to check now before it gets too late so I can film if I have to, but I think we're good. So I'm gonna turn these lights off, put them away. I still haven't eaten. Need to make my smoothie. I'll show you what I put in my smoothie. I have protein, fat, and fiber in there. So I'm gonna show you what I put in there and clean this all up. Here are my ingredients. I've got bananas. I'm gonna put 2 in because they're kind of small. Some almond butter, and then I've got some yogurt for a protein, a little bit of fat, 5%. And let's see, protein count on this is 15 grams. I also put in dark sweet cherries, chopped kale, frozen. It takes away that like stinky kale taste sometimes that comes on with kale. If not, spinach is really nice. And then wild blueberries, because these are supposed to be better for you than regular blueberries. So I put wild blueberries in. So I'm gonna put it all in the Vitamix and just mix it all together. I do also put a little bit of soy milk in there. I usually don't put sweet in there, but I thought maybe today I'll just make it a little bit more fun and put some of this Manuka honey in there. Just gonna pour it into this pitcher. So I can store it, and then there's still more left in there. Let's see how it's looking in the kitchen here. So you can see some nice side light, so that's really a good way to see the texture. Looks good from here. I just watched the playback on the video and it looks so nice on camera too. Let's see how it continues to look, but so far so good. I'm gonna have my smoothie finally. It's almost 1. Oh, it is 1 now. It's 1. I've been, of course, doing other things. Have that finally, and I like to make my smoothie so that I have enough for later. So I feel like that way I get my salad in. Sometimes it's a hassle to actually eat salad. So that's a way I can get a lot of fiber in as well. And then here we are with some, we've got some natural like harsh light now on my face. So I think you should be able to see really, really well how it melds with the rest of my makeup. So it's just so pretty. I'm so impressed with this so far. So I have high hopes for this one. I did not pick up the, what do you call it? I did not pick up the foundation when it first came out. I think I had it in my cart and then I don't know what happened. I ended up not ordering it. I think it really comes down to the color match. I have the hardest time online. Concealers, like I said, are getting easier, but foundation, so tricky to match online. I really need to see it in person. I really like to try it out to get a sample too. But in this case, I think it worked out really well in terms of the concealer color selection. That's so good. I'm currently editing my video on my hair. I don't know what happened on that first section. On that first section where I'm applying the makeup, my hair is like, I feel like I had it done. I think I had already curled my hair, but it looks like I just rolled out of bed. So I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that, but it looks really funny. But of course I'm gonna leave it in there because it shows application. But I've been looking at this in the mirror. We still have some really nice sunlight too. So I wanted to check in and see. It is almost 3 o'clock, so I've had this on 3.5 hours now, and it looks really good. I noticed in the mirror too when I went to look in the bathroom that it really, you almost can't tell I have concealer, which I never say. I rarely say that. I always feel like you can see my concealer. One thing I did, I forgot to say, when I powdered, I also put on some of that, I put on some Charlotte Tilbury blush, so I do have that on top. But really, I didn't put very much on at all. But it looks so nice. I'm so impressed with this so far. Okay, let's see how it looks in the later hours. Also, I put a little blush here, that's why it looks pink. I just wanted to put a little, but it really showed up on camera. So these are the things you notice when you make a video, but that's might be why it looks pink there. Just checking in with the last of the daylight here. It's a little bit past 4, so we are about a little over 4.5 hours into wear. I just checked in the mirror, and these areas look really, really good. You can't tell that I put that many layers on. I think the Beauty Blender had a lot to do with it, 'cause it took away some of the excess, but also left really a lot of that pigmentation behind. So I got some thin layers though with a lot of coverage. And then this under eye area looks really nice as well. So the next time we check in, it will be, I'll have to use some kind of indoor light just because it'll be dark. But oh, I just want to mention, if I haven't said it before, when I edit my own videos, I get really drowsy. So that last clip where I was editing, that's why I seem so sleepy. I was editing my video and it kind of makes me sleepy. So I may have to take a nap, but I also need to do some housework. So we are going to check in later, but so far looking really, really good. Last check-in of the day. I'm here under the light. I feel like that's the best lighting I can find for the evening. But I've had it on, it's almost 8 o'clock, so about 8.5 hours now. I just can't believe how good it looks. I checked in the mirror. It looks really very similar to when I initially applied it, which is rare, especially right in the front of my face there, right next to my nose. Some other makeup I put on though, I did start with the Tatcha Canvas Primer, which is always a winner in terms of longevity of makeup, so that may have impacted it. Again, I had the Charlotte Tilbury foundation on, Charlotte Tilbury powder under my eyes. So if you're wondering how I powdered under my eyes, I used the one in medium, which is a little bit dark for me, but it's a really good powder for me under the eye. My under eye area is not oily. It's not super dry with texture either. It's just like your average under eye area, so I don't usually have problems under there. I will get some creasing, but I really didn't get much of anything. There's very, very minimal, as you can see, and my eyes are red again. Now for the front of my face, it is more oily. I usually get concealers breaking down there by this point. It hasn't budged, so if you need something that's gonna last a long time, I'm trying to see if that's one of the claims. Then I did set the rest of my face with the Chantecaille Hummingbird powder, that universal one. I will link that video below if you haven't seen it yet, but I've been loving it. And then on top of that, I put the Cheek to Chic blush by Charlotte Tilbury, and Love is the Drug. So that is what is on top of everything. So this is our first concealer, a full coverage, creamy, natural, radiant matte, which I like that combination, full coverage, radiant matte. So I think that covers all the bases. If you have a lot of things you need to be covering up with concealer like I do, and then I think it works exceptionally well. I usually struggle. I think my spots are not as dark either, so it takes less time now, but it did such an amazing, like, I think you can see it on the camera, but in real life it looks really good too. It's up there with my Clé de Peau at this point, so I've got to see which one I like better. This took, of course, a little bit more time to apply. It takes a little bit more finesse in terms of using that beauty blender and getting it in there. Long wearing, yes, as you can see, weightless, definitely weightless. Even though it's thicker, it doesn't feel heavy. It says smooth coverage, becoming one with the skin. And I think that's what I noticed the most in the front where I have texture. That's really where I could see that happening, because that's where I will run into trouble if it's not working for me. So it definitely works so beautifully right there on that, on the pores, on the darkness, everything. Oh, so then I was reading something that made a lot of sense to me. So under eyes, it says it brightens and blurs under the eyes. I mean, I didn't put very much. I think it looks really good. And then down here, it said something interesting. It says it's a proprietary formula. It blends to ensure uniform and true color. I didn't read that before, but I talked about that earlier where the color stays true. This one really stays true. So I think that is something that I think needs to be higher up on their description. It says it blends smoothly into the skin. So you can see here, I just had a light layer of foundation, and you can see it blended in with that, even though I wasn't using other Pat McGrath products. It worked really well with the Charlotte Tilbury products I had on. And it says it improves skin texture by smoothing and blurring the appearance of fine lines and imperfections. It renders a luxe velvety texture with an exceptional silky feel. Let's feel this. I haven't even touched my face. Oh yeah, it feels really nice. I haven't tried to rub this off. Shall we try? So it's coming off on my hand a little bit. So there's a little bit of transfer. Oh, let's see. I have a tissue here. Yeah, it's not transfer proof or anything like that. So, oh yeah, you can see, you can see the redness there. So just avoid touching your face or it'll move about like that. I definitely think this met it claims. I try a lot of concealers because I have a lot of concealing to do. Not necessarily under my eyes, a little bit of concealing there, but it's really those darker areas that have been quite challenging for me for years. So I've tried quite a few, and this one is up there. It's one of the best concealers I've tried. Now this has been a first day, a full day wear, but I will continue to use it and let you know if it's consistent in its performance. I think primers and the foundation you use it with and using it on bare skin will all impact overall performance. So I will continue to try it in different ways. And I will recap this at the end of the month too when I do my haul and favorites. But this first day of full wear has been quite impressive. So if you wanted to try it, I would definitely give it a try because I am very happy with the results. If you enjoyed the video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.